On today's episode of Getting Your Crap Together with Christy, we're going to be going over the new rules of customer service. You know, business is hard today, right? Like there's a lot of competition. So many times we struggle. How do we set ourselves apart from the competition? Today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite books. It's called The $6,000 Egg. And when this book was first recommended to me, I was like, the $6,000 egg, that sounds crazy. And it's just such a small little fun book. But I wanted to share it with you today as you guys start to think about how do you differentiate yourself from the competition. The secret is the experience, the client experience, and that comes down to customer service. At the end of the day, if our clients aren't happy, they're not telling anybody about us and they're never coming back. So we're going to dive into some of the new rules of customer service. And so this book is actually by Deb and Todd Duncan. They're a married couple and they do a lot of public speaking and things around how to deliver an exceptional customer service. I won't spoil the book for you about how to get a $6,000 egg. They're going to cover that. But it's a fantastic story and true life examples of how you can deliver an incredible customer service experience. So the first one that I took away was he calls it rule number one. Rule number one is to go beyond and beyond. Basically, you know, when you think you've done enough, do more. When you think you've gone far enough, go a little bit further. What can you do in your environment to really just go above and beyond and give incredible customer service? One of my favorite quotes from the book, he says, "The most effective and inexpensive advertising is a happy customer who tells the world about you and your product and your company." So again, when you think you've done enough, do more. And when you think that you've gone far, go a little bit further. Always be looking for those opportunities to serve your client and make it an incredible experience. Rule number two, delight the customer every step of the way. He gives a really incredible example in the book about how to delight and surprise your customer. And one of the things that I was thinking about is, you know, as a realtor, sometimes it really sucks to move, right? Like it's a hassle. Moving is hard and it's stressful. The loan process is stressful. So what could I do to make it so that moving doesn't suck, right? What service could I provide? What problem could I solve to really help my clients enjoy the process? So that's something I want you to think about as you're doing your business planning, as you're thinking about your process. What could you do to surprise and delight your clients along the way so that this experience doesn't have to suck? Because sometimes buying a home is stressful, and I want to make it less stressful and I want to make it easy. Rule number three is all around milestones in a relationship. So in a realtor relationship, we have several milestones, right? Like when we get our offer accepted. That is so exciting for a buyer, getting their offer accepted. Or for a seller, when we get the home under contract. Those are some milestones. Some other ones would be closing date, right? Or the anniversary of when you purchased your home. There are milestones and magical moments throughout the entire process. So it's our job to think, what can we do to celebrate those with our clients and really just create a lasting relationship? So one of the things that I really like to do is when I'm working with somebody, I like to get their birthday. I believe in a handwritten happy birthday card and a home anniversary card. And so everybody that I work with, you know, I always tell them, hey, can I get your birthday? I don't need the year. I just need the month and the date, because I love sending out birthday cards. That's one of the ways that I celebrate the moments and the milestones in my relationship with my friends and my family. Rule number four is simple. Serve. In your business, what opportunities do you have to serve, right? Is there something that you could do to make the experience better or to just lighten the load of your client? I'll never forget one of the agents on our team had a beautiful example of this. The client, we were representing the seller, and the client was moving, and he had this recliner, and he didn't have a vehicle to be able to remove this recliner. He wasn't going to take it, and he didn't have a truck or anything like that. And the agent on the team, he said, "Oh, let me do that for you." So he served the client, and he loaded that recliner up into his truck, and he took it to the Goodwill to drop off. The client was absolutely floored. It was just something small, but it allowed him to serve his client, and it has made his client's life easier. I have hundreds of examples of how our agents have really, truly served their clients to the best of their ability. So look at your process, look at the experience, and where can you serve your client and just make life easier for them. Rule number 5 is all about communication. In fact, you should over communicate. It's crazy because one of the number one complaints we hear about agents, real estate agents, is that they never communicated with their client. Specifically when it comes to listings, a lot of times they'll say, you know what, my agent, they put a sign in the yard and they never communicated after that unless they wanted a price reduction. So communication is really important, especially in a real estate transaction. So you should look for opportunities and actually have set in stone communication standards. How are you going to communicate? When are you going to communicate? And what is the standard of communication on the team? And make sure everybody knows. Let's not hold our clients hostage by them never knowing when we're going to call them back. Over communicate so that they know where they're at every step of the way. The last rule that I'm going to share with you from this wonderful book is about the attitude of gratitude and thanking them every step of the way. We're in a service industry, and it is an honor to represent our buyers and sellers. And we need to make sure that they understand how grateful we are that they are trusting us with one of the most important, financial decisions that they're going to make. So take time to thank your client. Show them that you're grateful for the trust that they've put into you. And do it in a way that really makes an impact. Can you think of a time where someone said thank you or sent you a thank you that was just over the top incredible? I actually had that experience recently. I referred an agent to another agent in another state. And the agent that I gave the referral to, they sent me this incredible box that was branded, and it was beautiful, and it was completely unexpected. If she would have texted me, I would have been thrilled. But she went above and beyond to show me her gratitude. And that's your challenge right there. How can you show your clients that you're truly grateful and honored to help them in this process? So take time to thank them. So today we've gone over some of the new rules of customer service. And what I want you to take away from this is look at your processes, look at your systems. What could you improve, and how could you give better service? Because again, to wrap it up, my favorite quote from the book is, "The most effective and inexpensive advertising is a happy customer who tells the world about you, your product, and your company." If you want to be in this business for a long time, you better give good service.